Hi there, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yua. In today's video, I'm going to do a get ready with me chit chat video. So if you would like to get ready with me while chit chatting, then please keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, hit that bell icon so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so to start off today's video today, I already do have moisturizer on just because I didn't want to waste time letting it sink in, which it's great. And then for primer, I'm still using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So far, I've been trying it and I've really liked it. If you haven't seen like my first impression, like that e.l.f. all one video, like full face e.l.f. video, I'm going to link it up in the cards for you. But then so far, I've been trying it a few times now and so far I've been liking it. I feel like it really does give like a very smoothing kind of effect. I don't really have a pore problem, but even for someone like me that has very minimal pores, I feel like it does a really good job. So I'm just going to use that today. The only thing I don't like about this so far is that I have to like literally stick my finger in here to get the product. I feel like it's not very hygienic. All right, the next for foundation, I'm going to go into my L'Oreal Infallible, the 24-hour fresh wear in the shade 455. I've been really enjoying this as well. It definitely is more medium to full coverage and it has a very nice like satiny finish. So if you didn't know, I actually got back just this weekend. I went to Vegas for like the St. Patty's weekend, and obviously like I didn't even realize it was St. Patty's weekend until like the day before we actually were leaving for Vegas, and I was like, oh dang, there's gonna be like so much people partying, as if, you know, Vegas there's not enough partying or, you know, events going on as it is already. But I was just like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be St. Patty's weekend, and it was super busy and crazy. But honestly, the weather was really nice. I actually thought it was going to be much colder just because I feel like this year, because we had like such a late winter, I thought that the winter was going to actually be like last longer. So it was actually really nice. I feel like it was a really nice like trip to kick off to like spring. And, you know, even though it's like I'm not in school anymore, I feel like it was such a nice like spring break vacation, you know, like such a nice kick off to a new season and just being out and just it was just nice taking a trip and celebrating like the kickoff to spring. One thing that I wanted to say is that I feel like Vegas has changed so much, or maybe it's just me because I'm older now. From the last time I was in Vegas, I feel like the last time I was in Vegas, it's been like almost 4 years now. Yeah, 4 or 3. It's been about 3 to 4 years now since the last time I've been in Vegas. And I just feel like things have changed so much. Like every time I go, I feel like Vegas, they're doing more construction, they're adding more like, you know, properties and buildings, and, you know, even the sidewalks. I just feel like they're always adding new things. And I actually like the direction that Vegas is going towards, where they have like a lot more mini shops and a lot more like alleyways, like a lot more intimate alleys where there's more shops and restaurants. Because this time we went and I feel like we stayed at the Flamingo, and I loved the little mini alley between the Link Hotel and Flamingo, because I just feel like it was more intimate. Like there just wasn't as many like scary individuals there, and it just didn't seem like it was as scary to be out there versus being on the main street where you're constantly being like solicited and you're constantly being like bugged. And I just feel like it was more intimate, and I just feel like it was really nice. So if you are ever going to like Vegas, I highly recommend the little mini alleyway between the Link Hotel and Flamingo. It's basically the way to get to the high roller, like the wheel. For concealer, I'm also going to be using the L'Oreal Full Wear Concealer in the shade Cashmere. That's number 360. And I've been trying this a couple times as well. I'll also link my like first impression video in case you're curious. I did do a first impression video on this. But so far, I think it's a really good dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. Obviously, look at the huge doe foot applicator. It is pretty full coverage. And I do think that it does dry down to like a good like matte finish. I just feel like the shade is not my best shade. But they don't have that many shades also, like in my opinion, that I feel like would be like a good match for me. Oh, so one other thing I did want to mention is that I feel like for me, like this time around, like being in Vegas, I just felt like, I don't know, like do you guys ever feel like when you're like have hit a certain age, or when you go do something that you've done before when you're younger and you're just like, I'm just not into this, or it's just I'm just too old for this. Like I just felt like I definitely had that vibe, like being in Vegas. Like don't get me wrong, like there's obviously nothing wrong with if you are into like, you know, that scene, like the nightlife and clubbing and gambling and all, but for me it's just like I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like I'm that old, but still I just feel like I've never really been into like clubbing or like partying or anything, but still I just feel like for some reason this time it just really felt like I was just really out of place. Like I'm just really not into that. And for me, like when I go to Vegas, like I love the buildings, I love the different themes. I feel like it's one of the places, very few places that I've gone to that really like overdoes the themes, like Caesar's Palace, Bellagio, even the Venetian. Like those places are beautiful and gorgeous, and I love that and I appreciate that. And when I go, like it sounds funny, but I actually am one of those people that actually like to go and look at like the different like architecture in the buildings, and I love the different themes they have. It just really makes you feel like you're in a different place, you know. That's just how I feel. So I'm gonna set that all down with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the shade Butter. I've also been trying this out since it released, and I've been loving it so far as well. So if you're curious, I think that it's a really good loose setting powder. I do not bake. I just set my under eye and wherever I set my concealer, and I think it does a really good job. So in case you're curious, I did vlog like a few bits and pieces of my Las Vegas trip, so I will definitely have a video coming up soon in case you're curious. So it will most likely be up after this video, just because I feel like with that one I have so much clips and so much more editing to do that's gonna take a lot more time. So definitely be on the lookout if you're interested in seeing like what I did and a little bit what I wore. But I definitely would recommend that if you want to keep updated, especially for me for like my trips, it's so much easier for me to post like my outfits or kind of post my Instagram stories on Instagram. So definitely follow me on Instagram at e.l.f, and then you'll see like my daily outfits and definitely my trips, especially what I'm doing that day. So for brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Dark Brown. In case you're curious, this is going to be on sale, so I would definitely recommend you to pick it up. This is going to be on sale, what is it? For Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty. Which day? Let me make sure. Saturday? Whoa, yeah. So the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz is going to be on sale on Ulta's 21 Days of Beauties this Saturday, March 23rd. So definitely stock up if you are curious. I did also post my Ulta 21 Days of like recommendations and items that I was interested in video. So I'll link that up in the cards as well if you're interested. But definitely like be on the lookout for this one if you are interested. So comment below, have you ever walked the entire strip of Las Vegas? Like literally from one end to the other, like from Mandalay Bay or MGM all the way to SLS or to Stratosphere. I would love to know because I've been there, I would say a good 3 or 4 times, probably 4 or 5 times now, and I've never ever been able to do it. Like I literally walk like 3 or 4 hotels down. I'm like, I'm done. I have to go back. So I would love to know how many people have actually done it. And if you have, how long did it take you? Or did you take a break? Or did you take the monorail? Or did you take the tram? I would love to know because I've never done it. Alright, next I'm going to finish off my brows with this Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara in the shade 02 Brownie Brows. I just like to set my brows. Just kind of make it like the hairs a little bit tinted. Alright, so if you didn't know, I do have lash extensions on, and I honestly want to make a dedicated video of that because I feel like there's a lot that I have to talk about it because this is my first time ever getting lash extensions. So obviously I'm not going to be using like false lashes today because I already have it on. But let's move on to the eyes. For my eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using today. I'm going to use the Emily Edit from Makeup Revolution, the Needs palette, because I'm going to use a lot of these like neutral shades right here. So I'm going to start off with this very light creamy shade called Love. And I'm just going to set my entire lid with that. So it was just really nice being able to kind of have like a kickoff to like spring break or just spring in general. It was really nice. I just feel like most of the time when you're just so used to your routine and you haven't taken a vacation in a while, it just feels like, you know, like you've been in a rut. And I just feel like I've been in that for a while, like these last couple months. It was just, I just feel like it was just a really, just getting used to like a routine, and just felt like I needed to be out for a change, like a new scenery. So that was really nice. Next, I'm going to go into Peace. It's a little bit more tinted right here. And I'm just going to use that as my transition. Also, since I've already like done the lash extensions, I got lash extensions, like I'm really contemplating if I should get like semi-permanent eyebrows or like microblading or micro shading. If you've done it, comment below. Do you recommend it, micro shading or microblading? I'm really contemplating because I really have like literally no brows if I don't have makeup on. So I'm really debating if I should do it. But I mean, I'm gonna make a dedicated video on my experience with eyelash extensions. I've had it on for today 1 week. So I feel like I have a good enough experience now, or time with my eyelash extensions to kind of talk about if I recommend it or not. But you'll see from the video. But I just don't know if I should do it or not. Like outweighing the pros and cons. But if you have done microblading or micro shading, which I know a lot of people have because it's really like popular right now, like would you recommend it? And if you do not, yes or no, why? I would love to know why, you know, why you would recommend or why you wouldn't. I know there's like a gazillion videos out there, but I just want to know personally from you or someone who has tried it. Like, I would love to know. Alright, so for the center of my eyelid, I really want to use a Stila Vivid and Vibrant Shadow Duo. This is in the shade Sapphire, and I got this a while back already. It's been like a good 3 months now, and I've been wanting to try it. I love this. I think it's perfect. Just a very nice like sapphire royal blue, and I feel like one side is more of like a satin finish, one is more of like a shimmer or a glitter. You could definitely tell there's a sheen in it, so I definitely want to go into both shades. So I think I'm gonna go into this darker side over here that looks a little bit more satin or matte, and I'm gonna put that on my entire eyelid. I'm just gonna use like a flat concealer brush, and I'm just gonna use this dry to see how it performs. Maybe I might have to use my fingers, but we'll see. And I'm just gonna put that on my entire lid. I just really want the blue. So with the kickoff of spring, do you have any plans if you're going to be taking any summer trips or any spring trips? I know it's definitely the season of traveling right now with vacations and everything. Like I even notice it with like with everyone, like with the trips, like I've been seeing people go on trips, which is awesome because that means that spring is definitely in the air. And so are you planning any trips? Are you going to go anywhere? I would love to know where you're going. Like, are you celebrating anything like your birthday or an anniversary? I would love to know. My husband and I, we do actually have one other trip that is planned right now that is that we do have planned as well. And I'm super excited because we're going somewhere completely new that we've never been to. Alright, and then I'm going to use the other side and try to pick it up with the dry brush as well and put it on the center and see how that looks. I think it's so pretty. Oh yeah, so this one definitely has more of those glitters and shimmers. So beautiful. Really, really dramatic. And then I'm just gonna get like a blending brush, like a plain one, and I'm gonna sort of blend out the edges just so that it doesn't look super harsh. So yeah, I would love to know if you're planning to go anywhere. Like, what are your plans for spring or summer? Do you have any trips coming up? I just feel like the options are limitless, and I feel like, especially since my husband and I, we got our passports, we are super excited, and we honestly do not feel like we're limited, you know, to even go out of the country now. But other than that, like, we're super excited, and I know I'm especially excited for where we're going because we've never been there, and it's just gonna be me and my husband going. So we're so excited. We can't wait. I would also love to know, like, what is like your favorite or most memorable trip you've ever taken? I would love to know, because I feel like if I did not look on YouTube or how there was no social media, I wouldn't know the possibilities of like all the like cool, unique places you can go. For me, I think the most memorable trip I've taken to date is probably to Oahu, Hawaii, because that was for my husband our anniversary. And I just felt like it was so memorable because it was our first time ever to Hawaii. Ever since we started dating, we always had plans, like if we ever got married, our honeymoon would be in Hawaii. I know it's so cliche, but it truly was like a goal of ours, and we did it, you know. And I think that's why it was so memorable, was because we've always had that goal and that dream in mind, and to be able to actually like get it and do it is, it's so fulfilling. All right, and then for my lower lash line, I'm gonna go back into the shade, the blue shade that's not as, like, it's more satiny matte finish, and I'm gonna put it on my entire lower lash line. And I'm gonna use this really, really small mirror. All right, so I just tried the actual like more metallic shimmery shade with my finger, and it definitely looks so much more pigmented. It definitely looks better than if you just use like a dried flat brush. I typically don't always like to use my finger, but in this case, I really want the punch in, and now it definitely is way more pigmented, way more metallic. It's super, super pretty. For mascara, I'm just going to use the Benefit Their Real mascara, and I'm just going to apply it to my lower lash lines because obviously I have eyelash extensions. For bronzer today, I'm going to use this Pretty Vulgar Bronze Beat Bronze Mannikin, and yeah, so that's the bronzer I'm going to be using. Ooh, wait, I totally forgot it was so pigmented. I just feel like ever since this year started, I just feel like I've not had any like new makeup releases that have really inspired me. And I just feel like I've been in this kind of like makeup rut where, like, don't get me wrong, like I enjoy using makeup and I enjoy, you know, trying out new makeup, but I've just been in this makeup rut where I just feel like I've been really bored with the releases. Like there's not been anything that has really, really inspired me or had like sparked my interest. I think the only one that I've really been interested in lately is just the ABH Rivera palette. And I think it's because it's finally a palette. I feel like with this year, there's been so much new complexion products, as you've seen in my previous videos. If you haven't, I've been doing so much like foundation and concealer reviews that I don't know. I just feel like my skin is, I have sensitive skin, first of all. So when I try out new products, especially like new foundations, that doesn't really work or mesh well with my skin. I break out really easily. I get hives, and I feel like my skin gets clogged. So I hate really trying a lot of different foundations back to back. And I feel like especially this year, I've been doing that a lot. So I tried out the Hourglass Vanish liquid one, the NARS Radiant one, the Morphe, and I've tried out the Tarte Face Tape Foundation. So I don't know. I mean, do you guys like foundation reviews? I really am contemplating if I want to purchase the new Tarte one, the Found Concealer, I believe that's what it is. Do you guys want to see like a Tarte, the Found Concealer, like more hydrating foundation, like a first impression review video? If you guys like to see that, then let me know, comment below. For blush, I'm going to go back into the Makeup Revolution Emily Edit the Needs palette, and I'm going to use the blush in here called Joy. Put a little bit on. For highlight today, I'm going to be using the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in the shade Kitten. I bought this also a few months back, and I love this formula. I feel like it's so soft and just glides on the skin so beautifully. Definitely is more of like a natural glow, and it feels more like a cream. It doesn't feel like it's like a true powder, and it definitely is more of a natural glow. Definitely reminds me a little bit of like the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. Definitely is creamy and just glides on so easily. It's very natural though, but it doesn't look glittery, and it just looks very natural, and I really like it. It just feels so good. Alright, and then for lips, I think I'm going to use this Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Heartbreaker. I don't know if this is a permanent shade in their line, but I did buy it as like a set in their like a holiday set, like the minis. So I'm going to go ahead and use this lipstick. It's a really pretty shade. It's like that. Like I said, to me, it looks like it's a peachy brown, but I love it. It looks so pretty. And lastly, I want to spray the rest of my face. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. And I actually want to use more of like a dewy spray as well. So I'm actually going to use the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist. And this nozzle is like super strong. Literally blows like really, really big droplets. So I definitely would recommend further away. And that's literally all that I need. Maybe I should have done that first and then use a Morphe one, but oh well. Alright, so I just threw on a dress because I definitely feel like with this very dramatic makeup look, it deserves to have the whole outfit, right? So I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoyed this very like chill, laid back chit chat video. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.